If you're serving like this, with the wrong grip, you won't get a proper flat serve. 안녕하세요. Hello everyone. We're going to talk about how to hit a flat serve, 3 aspects on how to hit a great flat serve. Then we're going to talk about the 3 aspects on how to hit a great slice serve. We're also going to answer to one of your subscribers' comments, how to hit a lefty slice serve. Enjoy. Here we go. Starting with the flat serve. There's 3 key aspects on how to hit a great flat serve. Aspect number 1 is the toss. So in relation to your body and your head, you want the toss just in front of your head. You also want that toss high enough so your arm can reach full extension on the ball. So right about there. So you'll want to release the toss when your arm is just about higher than parallel with the court to get that ball in front of your head and in front of your body. So if the toss is too far in front of your body and you're contacting the ball here, the strings will be too much above the ball and the ball will go into the net. If the toss is behind your head, then the ball will go long because you can only hit the back of that ball. If the toss height is too low, you can also only hit the back of the ball and the ball will go long. It may clear the net, but it won't go into the service box. So toss location and toss height is very, very important so you can roll your strings on top of that ball and make it drop. Aspect number 2 is the contact point. So once you get the toss in the right location, you want the contact point to be on 12 o'clock. So let me come up and show you exactly. So you want to contact it right about there. The ball is at clock face 12 o'clock. That's the initial contact point that the strings need to make with the ball and make that ball drop. Moving on to aspect number 3, which is the pronation. So once you have the toss in the right place, just in front of your head, contact point at 12 o'clock on the ball, now you want to pronate. Very important aspect to make that ball hit and explode up, make that ball snap into the court and add a lot of pace. So the pronation is done with the forearm muscles of your arm. So the racket head going up on its tip, boom, and you're going to snap right here with the wrist. The best way to pronate properly is to loosen your wrist as you feel the ball so you can then snap or pronate and the butt cap of the racket should be facing at the sky. That's how you can get a proper pronation and add a lot of miles per hour to your flat serve. So let me come up and just show you a little closer with the pronation. So the racket head went up on its tip and then, boom, pronating. So the forearm muscles will be flexed and the butt cap will be facing the sky. Don't be hesitant with your pronation. Be very aggressive with your pronation. As if you're tight with your wrist, tighten up on the pronation, you won't get as much exploding effect and pace on that flat serve. So those are the 3 aspects of how to hit a great flat serve. Flat serve down the tee on the ad side. Flat serve down the tee on the deuce side. Now talking about the slice serve. So there are 3 important aspects of that slice serve that are the same as the flat serve, same 3 aspects. So aspect number 1 is the toss, aspect number 2 is the contact point, and aspect number 3 is the wrist movement. So starting with aspect number 1, the toss. So in relation to your head and your body, that toss will be to the right of your head. Different from the flat serve is in front of your head and in front of your body. Slice serve is to the right of your head. When the toss is to the right of your head, your arm has to then move to the right to hit that ball, which will create that slice motion. Your arm also wants to be, the toss height needs to be high enough to where your arm can be at full extension to go up and get that ball. You don't want the ball too far to the right or behind you, then you'll be hitting the wrong type of serve. You'll be trying to hit a slice serve with the wrong type of toss. So you need that toss just to the right of your head and high enough so your arm can extend to that ball. Moving on to aspect number 2, which is the contact point. Let me come up here, show you the optimal contact point for a slice serve. The slice serve contact point will be at 2 o'clock, so the top right of the ball. You don't want the contact point to be at 3 o'clock because then you're hitting the back of the ball and the ball won't drop. So 2 o'clock is the optimal contact point to create that slice spin, curling the ball away from your opponent and making the ball drop as well. So 2 o'clock is the optimal contact point. So you want it right about, boom, there. After you have the right toss to the right of your head and the proper contact point at 2 o'clock, now the wrist movement to make that ball spin with wicked spin, curl away from your opponent, pull your opponent off the court, or make the ball spin away from your opponent. Once you feel the ball, you're going to move your wrist very quickly to the right. Okay? You can practice this at your house. Boom, boom, boom. Once you feel that ball, you're going to do that quick wrist motion, rolling your strings around the top right of that ball to make that ball have a lot of wicked spin. So those are the 3 aspects on how to hit a great slice serve. So now that we know how to hit, let's talk about the optimal locations for a righty and a lefty slice serve. So the righty, the optimal location, since the ball will be spinning away from your opponent, the optimal location on the do side will be out wide or close to the alley, pulling your opponent off the court. The optimal location on the ad side for a lefty, since you're contacting the top left of the ball and the ball will be spinning that way away from your opponent, pulling your opponent off the court, making them the next shot or the next lefty forehand, boom, easy, right down that line. The righty slice serve on the ad side, the optimal location will be down the tee. Since the ball is spinning this way, we're contacting the top right of the ball. The righty slice serve, it'll be spinning away from your opponent, making them have to reach and hit a tough forehand. The lefty slice serve on the ad side, or on the do side, will be down the tee because the ball is spinning away from your opponent. So just remember when locating your slice serves, whether you're a righty or a lefty, think about where the ball is spinning. When you're hitting those practice serves, see where the ball is spinning and make sure you hit those locations to where it's spinning away from your opponent to make them have to reach, open up the court, and that's the key for the slice serve locations. Slice serve down the tee on the ad side. Slice serve out wide on the do side. Answer to our subscribers. So one of our subscribers asked us to demonstrate and teach a lefty slice serve. So let's get into that right now. So starting with the toss location, you want the toss to the left of your head and high enough to where your arm can extend up and hit the top left of that ball. The toss, see if I can get a toss here with my right hand. The toss to the left of the head, right about there to where the arm can drop, boom, extend and hit the top left of that ball. So now talking about the contact point, let me come up closer here. So the contact point for the righty, remember, was at 2 o'clock. The contact point for a lefty now is opposite, so it'll actually be at 10 o'clock, hitting the top left of the ball. So now I'm going to move out and check it out here. So I'm going to do my slice serve, I toss it, boom, releasing a little earlier to get that toss in front of me into my left. The racket head goes up, drops, boom, extends up and hits the top left. Now the last aspect is the wrist motion. So similar to the slice serve for a righty, the wrist will then make a karate chop motion to the left, giving that ball a nice effect, curving the ball away from your opponent with that spin. So those are the 3 aspects in how to hit a lefty slice serve. Go. Thank you for that comment. And please post any other comments that you like. Thank you again. So I hope you all enjoyed our video on how to hit a great flat and a great slice serve. Stay tuned for our next videos. The next one coming up is how to hit a professional overhead. And after that, we're gonna answer to one of our subscribers on how to have great footwork and also how to move with a little rhythm. So the split step, move in, comment, ask any questions you have, and good old trial. Bye.